understand it's all a planet. As a man, I can't give in. Nevertheless, I'm going on and on. I've been thinking, yes, I understand it's all a planet. As a man, I can't give in. Nevertheless, I'm going on and on. I've been thinking maybe I deserve it. Maybe I do. I deserve it. Maybe I do. Maybe I've been feeling like the motherfucking man. I deserve it. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I deserve it. Maybe I've been feeling like the motherfucking man. Shout out to Q Rich, my nigga D Miles, man. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy.
Vibe with it, man.
100 Miles Young, my boy Tyler Tessa in the building, off top
good.
pod.
It's good.
How you feeling, Brody?
Man, I'm
Frazzled?
a little frazzled, but in a good way. In a good way, man.
Well.
Just, I don't know, feeling good about the year, and it's like, man, I just got to keep myself in a good headspace and just keep on moving forward, man.
Man, I overstand that.
So
I overstand that.
yes,
I just
sir.
want to tell you, bro, while we on record, man, thank you once again for your existence, bro. I had to cap it all up just real quick. Nah, thank you for existing, man, and existing in my space, and then giving me a little bit of the energy that you carry, bro. Because this podcast is something special to me, and I feel like just as special as it is to me, it's just as special to you. I feel like we're proud parents of a
Man.
of a really potentially phenomenal baby. Like, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, man. Not to say that it's like one of one, but it's I recently saw like a parody / meme of a dude making fun of like people starting podcasts.
Oh shit!
And the
what
type of
was they on?
I started to send it to you, but like they were kind of like going over some of the topics. It's like, okay, men being submissive to women, women not being feminine enough, and like all these types of right, all these like types of topics. It is like, bro, like this isn't even the type of stuff that people are thinking about. Like this
I mean, you know what?
you know what I'm saying? People
be
are
fair-
tired of this stuff, man.
To be fair,
enough is enough.
To be fair, I agree, but there is a space for all bullshit. There are.
I mean, it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's a
but
lot of
there's
people's favorite
landfills
entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Specifically for trash, fam.
And also
there-
recyclables.
Yep. I feel like we're on the recycling aspect of things.
Hmm.
We can absorb the trash shit of life, and then we basically process it and chuck it back out for better distribution, for more positive results.
That's a healthy way of saying it.
And that just, yeah, I mean, I really feel that because, you know, when it comes to living, you gotta identify the trash that
True.
life will throw you. You have to identify and be present. Like, this can be some bullshit if I only pay attention to this. But,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a thinking man has found out that, you know, every man's, what is it? What's the trash? Is another person's treasure?
Oh, one man's trash
Yeah, I
is
couldn't
another
even
man's
think
treasure.
of that normal last sentence. But no, like,
This
one
is true.
man's trash
I
is
ain't gonna-
another man's treasure. And for one man, you know, the happenings of life could be the treasure for the next, while it's just, you know, bringing another person down, you know. And
Indeed.
we all been on the flow with it. So I just want to, like I said, give you those flowers, bro. I did bring a little something, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no cognac, and I ain't buff, but I do got a little bit of brown I want you to take, man. We're going to take a shot.
Yeah,
This is just to big up the podcast. This is the last episode. So I just want to salute to the last episode.
8 for 8, baby.
Let's get it. insert the fucking word they supposed to say every time they drink something brown. Oh, it's smooth. It's smooth. It's smooth.
Nah,
Yeah, it's
now,
smooth.
now,
It's smooth. It's
now
smooth.
we can be on our Cat Williams real quick. No, I'm playing.
Yo, every time that nigga Shannon get at somebody, they be like this. Oh, it's smooth. It's smooth. Them niggas lying, nigga.
Right.
That shit, I ain't had it. I ain't had it, Unc. I'm just bullshit, man. That nigga Shannon sharp. See, you like that? You like that? Huh?
You
Huh?
like that?
I'm gonna get you a case of it. Yeah. Oh, okay. But nah, man. So I got a couple of
Man,
episode 8.
how you doing though, man?
Oh shit, man. Me, right now.
Because I mean, for you, it's we've had this conversation back in 2022.
Yeah.
We talked about this in 2022, in your basement,
Mm-hmm.
sipping on something,
A little something.
little something,
Probably
something.
tequila.
You know what I'm
Probably
saying?
not that brown.
And,
Wasn't that smooth?
It wasn't that Club Shay Shay.
Wait, that Shay Shay.
Wasn't that Shay Shay?
man?
But 2 years later, 2024, top of 2024, and we in that victory lap.
Yeah, we got it popping, bro.
So how you feeling, man?
Bro, well, I'm feeling on top of the world right now because of the podcast. Like I said, man, I cannot wait to get this out and just available for people to grab off the shelf for free. Y'all can have this, bro. Like, y'all can have it. It's the most precious thing that I've constructed in the last couple years. To be honest, bro. And it's crazy. You were instrumentally behind everything else that I was trying to construct in some kind of way as well. So, like I said, man, hats off to you, bro. It's a new beginning. It's completion. It's basically, it reinforces everything that my nature is, and that's just to create.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just dope. So, you know, I wouldn't have nobody else. I wouldn't do this shit with nobody else.
Dog.
And now it's sealed. It ain't going to happen from nobody else. So, you know, but I'm feeling good, bro. Family's good. Life is good. School is good. You know what I mean? Like, just sustainability is good. Everything is all right now. So, you know, we just rolling, bro.
Moving forward, man. Moving forward.
Per usual.
And I can definitely say, man, I think this is easily one of the most personal projects I've ever done in my life, man. And it's thanks to you, bro.
Word.
Like, not that I haven't done personal projects before, but this one has definitely hit home. And I've had to re-examine myself, and I'm like, man, who am I?
Man, have you ever went home after the pod and then just thought like, damn, I was giving it all the way up. I was giving it all the way up. Like some thoughts bounce around in my head, and it's kind of like that old school game where the ball just kind of ping pongs back and forth.
Yeah.
And I feel like we just kind of expanded the screen and we let the ball go. And wherever it float off, whoever it stick to, whatever it do, is gonna be like positively affected from it. And I love the randomosity in which that can occur. I just think it's so dope. We don't know who gonna hear anything from this pod and attach to it in a way that we had no clue that they would attach to it. We don't. It may be somebody close to us. Like I can't wait for my dad. I can't wait to send him links,
man,
and just have him when you get some time. Because I mean, if my son did something and he was talking and expressing himself for an hour,
yeah,
I don't care how old he is. I'm gonna be like this. What this little nigga talking about? Because
yeah.
it's my, you know what I'm saying? It's my
Right.
son. So like, I can't wait to send my dad. And I think season 2, I think we need to try to get my dad on the show, man. My dad.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
I don't think he. Well,
that would be perfect.
he'd do it, but he wouldn't want to see what people say. You know what I'm saying? He'll be like, oh, I just do it, man. They like it, man. You know, you know that nigga would be. But let me see, man. We gotta. So episode 8, the last episode of the season, the first season.
Man,
I just got some questions. Of course, this podcast is highlighting the experience of a black man and black people, and how we navigate the emotional spaces and the mental spaces that the world will, you know, kind of sometimes shake us into and out of. But for this one, I want to just kind of get little, you know, less serious. But we're gonna give it up the way we give it up.
off top, man.
So yeah, so like, I
Let's
got a
get
couple
off into
questions that I wanted to pose to you, and I just kind of interested in the topics range a little bit everywhere. They're a little bit everywhere. So, but I think it'll be some good convo to kind of stir it up. So
Dope.
I'm going to check. I'm going to go into this. I got like, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 questions. We may not hit all of them. Sometime I just randomly go through. But let me start you off with, let me get my check mark ready real quick because that's how I decide, or that's how I see which one we did. All right, let's check that one off. Which is the better choice? Fight or flight? In any situation, just overall, in your experience thus far, which is the better choice for you?
Fight.
Fight immediately off top.
Fight.
Need the button. But why do you say fight? It's the better choice.
I mean, just being black men in this country, I feel like that's almost required of you. You know what I'm saying? Like coming from coming from some of the situations we come from, some of the environments we come from, running away ain't an option. You know what I mean? And I'll speak just from the standpoint of, our parents, our mothers and our fathers. Like that ain't no coming home and from a L and just taking an L and just running away from your mistakes and running away from your failures. Like, nah, you gonna stand on your choices. You gonna man up and own it.
Damn, when you think about that, bro, it's like, you're right. I agree. I'm in the same. Flight is good in specific situations. I believe flight is more the smarter decision if you have an energy or an aggression about you that you're aware of that can be destructive.
Right.
Flight will probably work more for you if I'll tear this bitch up. Like on a regular basis, some people carry that energy, and I know people like that. Especially in black men.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to articulate our emotions, and we kind of we condition ourselves to not even think about how we affect other people until goddamn 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. You know what I mean? So like, I can see how flight can be beneficial, but I'm with you with that. I agree with.
And it's
the better choice.
And I don't actually prefer one or the other. Like it's just for the sake of that question, but it's like I done went through phases where it's one or the other, where I'm like I'm avoid this conflict, avoid this type of confrontation. Then there's other times it's like, nah, I got time today. You know what I'm saying? So it's both,
That's real.
You just try to make the right decision for the right time, right situation, because life is going to put you in both situations.
I know. I can't lie. Speaking of me personally, the beginning of my life, bro, flight was the number one response. I think that goes into my upbringing as far as how I was raised. I was always trying to avoid the high energy moments, especially the negative ones. But I did learn, like you spoke of, I learned that a very important lesson, like we spoke on the last few pods. I said it one of the ones, but literally, success is on the other side of the door that you've been avoiding. You have to break the fucking door. You have to break the door, bro.
Right.
Like, and I know that in my experience, the stuff that I'm most proud of, that I completed and that I did, and it was something that I definitely walked around a few times like, nope, not yet. Not yet. So that instead of running away from it, definitely to hit things head on. That's like the most important thing. But okay, let's see what else we got on here. Black man, do you ever feel misunderstood? And when does it happen the most?
All the time.
Do you think it's more of a black thing or just kind of across the board individual thing?
I think it's just more individualistic because being laid back and quiet, more specifically like the quiet part, people can't tell what you're thinking, so they just come up with their own narrative. You know what I'm saying? They'll like, this guy's thinking this, and they'll just legitimately think that. Whole time I'm thinking about microphones for a camera. Like my mind be in a completely different multiverse from what people generally think it's about. And then it's like being quiet. People think that you're thinking about them way more than you ever would.
Well, I think that's an ego thing. Yeah, that's just definitely an ego thing for you to think that you're so much the center that he got to be thinking or she got to be thinking.
He's not saying anything, so he's got to be feeling some type of way about me. Like, no, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to eat tonight.
Fellas, that's some. Now, if you got a significant other that you've been with for a while, fellas, I know y'all understand that part. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes my wife, she'll try to read me too long and too many times in a short span of 60 seconds or something like that. And that'll trigger me sometimes because I'm like, yo, stop trying to read me and listen to what's coming out of my mouth. Not if I'm rolling my eyes. I think that's a woman thing to kind of believe first, like to minimize the words and examine more of how it's coming out, tone and all that type of stuff. Like, men are really simple, and you know what I mean? If we like, all right, it's all right.
Well,
if we sit back, that don't mean since he sat back, he don't want to do it. That means he just decided that this ain't worth the struggle, the back and forth. So I'm deciding right now, I'm going to do it.
Right.
But she don't know, like, she got exactly what she wanted. But she wasn't like, nah, well, now say how you really feel. you know the movement. Nah. You know how it go, bro. Like, anybody who got one, they know, man.
Hey,
like,
when they start talking with the hands, it's a wrap, boy.
Yeah, my wife got this little thing. Every time when she start, this is how I know when she upset. Anytime she upset, like any at the end of her statements, it just got to come down to some form of hitting of a surface. So when she get mad, she'd be like, "I'm just saying, you sound like you had an attitude about it, so I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Like, and then you said, you want to go. I'm like, for what? Like, she always and I would troll her sometimes. Every time she hit it, I hit it with her like, and she be like, "What the fuck is you doing?" I'm like, "What the fuck is you doing?" But nah, that's real, man.
I mean, they feel us versus us as dudes. We just hear what another dude's saying, like, all right, that's it. But
yeah,
you know, women, they feel everything we don't say. You know what I'm saying? It's more to it than just what we say.
What do you think is the most common misinterpretation of you, or like the most common misunderstanding that people have for Tyler?
That's a I don't know. Maybe that
I can lead. I say that because immediately I thought of mine. The biggest misunderstanding that I've ran into the most. I got some, like, it's a light one and then there's heavier ones. Like, but the light one would be, I think you're so serious.
That's what
I know you, but I know you. But I think it's more valid for you.
Hell yeah.
But people that don't know me,
yeah.
they sometimes I've learned. I swear to God, I think it's my dreads now. Like I've had dreads for the last 7 years or something like that. So I'm new, relatively new. I never had long hair in my life. I can tell you, I swear to God, people fear you more when you have dreads. And I know because of how I'm so damn silly. I can feel like in my head, I'm like, you don't even know. You don't even know you should be thinking like that. I think you might beat my ass. like, but I'll run with it though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's legit.
I swear to God, bro.
Like, it definitely has an effect on, I guess, how your demeanor comes across. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I get that. My dreads never got that long.
Word.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But I remember having dreads.
Yeah, no, you had some. Yours was definitely like, yeah, you can welcome to talk to me. It's when they get to hanging and shit, bro. Like, I think that's when people really, white people.
When you tie your stuff up and it's like still kind of hanging, it's like,
Hey, I was working for Life Touch, and I remember I was shooting a school photography for a school, and that was kind of crazy.
But I gotta clarify that.
Yeah, I was shooting photography for a school, and one of the reps came out, and he was shaking my hand. He asked me how everything was going. But every time he would shake my hand and talk to me, my eyes is on you right now. His eyes was on my bun, and his eyes would never come down and meet me where my eyes were. And I'm such an asshole though. I immediately be like, that's so disrespectful. How can you not know that? That I just start staring at his, because I'm a mirror, bro. Like real talk. If you disrespect me, I have the capacity inside to know, hey, they may not know that they're disrespecting me. it's a little asshole, a little sarcastic to be like this, but when people do that to me, I'll simply do I'll mirror whatever they do to me back. And if they have the gall or audacity to feel a way about that shit, it's like, man, what the fuck? What are we doing, man? You know what I'm saying? I started looking at his hair. Every time I wouldn't look down at all. And then he kind of looked at me, and I'm like, right, this is weird.
It's
Like,
literally what you're doing to me, though.
let's not do this. I
Yeah.
could stare at your hair. I could stare at your kicks and be thinking the same shit. I could stare at your white man buzz
Like,
cut and think the same shit. Like, you
we
a
can-
cop. You know what I'm saying?
We can both make this socially awkward.
Yeah. That's basically where I'm at, man. Like,
No, that's great.
but the
been
misunderstanding
did
thing is definitely real. And that was a lot more lighthearted, but on a different level. People misunderstand me sometimes to be too PC. I've learned that I attract lone wolves is what I found out about myself. I attract, especially my male friends and new male friends, I attract people and associates that typically don't run with groups. And they find a spot in me,
That's interesting.
but then they find out I'm connected to like multiple subgroups.
Facts.
But I absorb energy based off the energy I'm on. So if I'm on that high energy shit, I go over there with them. If I'm on straight music genius shit, I go over there with them. If I'm on some creative stuff, I go with them. If I'm on some nigga shit, I'll go with them. I'm kind of like, if I'm on some academia type, I got people I can sit in a room with and politic about everything for hours in a way that my homies would be like, what the fuck is y'all talking about, bro? Like,
Right.
so for me, like, that's kind of like the biggest thing. It's a little bothersome, but you know, I'm just trying to deal with that shit, bro. You know.
Nah, like I completely relate to that, and even to the point of the hair. Like when I cut my dreads and then cut the freeform thing I had going on afterwards, and like went with the like short hair, like my maturity changed just from a appearance standpoint. It's like now I look grown.
Right.
I look like okay. I ain't with the BS.
Ain't
but
no mistake. He's grown.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that seriousness comes across. You know what I'm saying? It came across prior to, but once you get the shortcut with the beard and the straight face, and I kind of have like a natural
in the
like,
truck. once you jump out in that truck,
I'm
nigga.
saying, like hop out the
what's
truck,
up.
got the tools back there. It's like, okay, this is a grown man. Not
Yeah, you do give off that vibe though. When I
You know
got
what I
up in
mean?
the whip, I seen all the tools and shit. I'm like, oh, he be doing shit I don't know about. Like that nigga be fixing shit.
but it's like
I don't know how to do none of this shit. This nigga got tools and saws and electric devices.
But I relate 100%, like coming off as being super serious. But it's like people that know me know that I got a great sense of humor. I love to laugh. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's what
Like,
bothers me the most. I'm the most childish person, so it's like,
right.
how did you get that without me speaking to you in the tone of that really represents that? If I didn't speak it, then it's like, where the hell did you conjure that up? But that can go along. Matter of fact, that's basically a social media thing. Now, I would believe every time you see somebody with hair like mine, you kind of associate a behavior with it, which is fucked up. It ain't where it really originates from, but that's what it is like over here.
Social media does that with a lot of different things too, in an interesting kind of way.
Speaking of social media, was the invention of social media a bad idea? You think it was a bad idea? And like, you know, I don't want to add more to the question. I want you to go wherever you go with it. But
Well, I'm leaning more towards no than saying yes, even though I respect and I appreciate what and how it has benefited us. You know what I mean? It has allowed people to change their careers and make careers for themselves, and you know, do things they never thought they could do, and travel all around the world. In retrospect, the long-term effects that I think it's having on people, relationships, what relationships are now, how people are developing, young people, I'm leaning towards like, man, we could have done better with less of it. Like, we didn't have so many platforms, and if the platforms weren't competing, and then after reading the book Stolen Focus, I don't feel like I could lean more towards yes than no, because it definitely is a factor in why we can't focus, why we lose track, why we are not our best selves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it plays a part in things. So
It's crazy you say that because like from reading the book as well,
mm-hmm.
I would say I would lean more towards yes.
Okay.
But it's a prime component in my reasoning. I don't believe that the invention of social media was a bad idea completely. I believe that the exponential speed increase of social media was the worst idea. So social media basically was already happening in our heads.
True.
When you think about it. It's already like a human construct to wonder what bro doing. I wonder what shorty doing over there. That's already a map that we wish that we could just insert. We wish we could know. And if every time we thought that in the 1100s or something like that, a little bird dropped a little note and told us, we would get the same. What's that chemical, endorphin or whatever? Whatever that ping. That's the positive aspect of getting a like. We would get the same thing. So in my mind, we've already been mapping what social media, how we would like to connect. But I think the speed is what basically cripples us and hinders us, because I remember having social media at the beginning stages of it. And you would send somebody a message and you would walk away, not expecting them to be right there. It kind of blew your mind if you sent them a message and then like within a minute they send it back. You're like, dang. Now that's the norm. And I believe that the speed in which we can connect, it locks us into what Stolen Focus was talking about, basically the imprisonment of engagement.
True.
And I think that the engagement, because of the speed, we can engage so many different directions at the same time. I think that's what's frying our brains. You know what I mean? Like everybody's talking about AI right now and how you should use it. I think AI and the internet should just simply be used as a tool that is not accessible at all times, or it's simply not for downtime. I'm not trying to be all old and boring, but it's got to be a limit. It limits itself.
Yeah.
It should limit itself. It should be smart enough to limit itself. Tyler, you have tried to use me for 9 hours today.
Mm-hmm.
No. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. I mean,
they tried it too, but also like I think, and this is kind of why I'm leaning like towards like, yes, it was a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Like I kind of worded it wrong earlier, but anyways, like with us being in a capitalistic society, money driven,
there we go.
Like
for sure,
even though it was a good thing, when you put corporations behind it looking to make money, like not social, I don't even want to spend too much time talking about social media because I mean I know it's always that elephant in the room, but like advertisers being on there looking to make money and people looking to make money off of social media, subscribers and all this, you know what I'm saying? It's like once you put money in the pot, in the equation, the soul out. You know what I'm saying? Now you're losing that integrity aspect of things.
No, so. that's definitely real. As soon as you said capitalism, like you understand how the negatives exist and their function inside society. Somebody is exploiting those negatives and the negative energy of others and for their gain and their profit, which is all in essence the American way.
The American dream.
Yeah, it's definitely the American dream. Let's see. That's kind of I got some really thought-provoking questions on here, and I just kind of wanted episode 8 to kind of give like a more broad understanding of you and I, so that it can wrap up into everything else that we've said. So these questions are just going to kind of show us a little bit more about each other and in the direction that our minds go.
And I mean, we coming off the top. I don't know what none of these questions finna be.
And yeah, we construct them real quick. He has no clue. You know what I'm saying?
Like we off the top.
Let's see. Do you have? No. Let's go a bit lighter. What is the smallest thing you get angry about? Or what is the smallest thing that you've gotten angry about?
Smallest thing I've gotten angry about, having to wait.
Oh, you one of them?
I realize I'm a little impatient.
What's your sign?
Taurus.
See, y'all see how I said that like I'm about to follow up with some shit. I don't know shit about astrology. I just be trying to leave people with it too. I don't know shit what the Taurus do. What's your sign? Yeah, they like that.
I realize I'm a little. I realize I'm a little bit impatient because it's like, man, I realize I be doing the same thing to other people that I get annoyed when people do to me sometimes, and I'm like, bro, like I literally get annoyed about that very thing, but I just did that very thing to somebody else, and that made me realize how impatient I can be, and I'm like, man, I gotta be better.
He's like, man, I suck.
I gotta be better, bro. Like, you want people to be patient with me, and it's like I gotta be more patient with people.
Impatience. Okay. This damn, my phone is doing some bullshit.
Mixing you up? Or
like I can't click. When I click it, it just disappears. So that's kind of weird. I can see the questions. I just really want to put my check mark by it so I don't revisit it at the same time again. What did I just ask you? What's the smallest thing? The smallest thing that gets me angry?
Get angry, yeah.
The smallest thing that gets me angry is, So for me, the main thing that kind of pisses me off or gets me angry is when I feel like somebody is insulting my intelligence, whether it be like you say some shit to me that you and I both know the answer to, like that's, and I gotta work on this when it comes to with my kids, because I gotta remember that they're kids, and sometimes you know that face, you, man, what, like that. I'm notorious for that. Like I'm like, and my wife like, Pat, like, and I'm like, let me change it.
Asking you questions they already know the answer to.
Yeah, like, okay, like parenting. A wifey says, babe, I'm going to go get the kids at this time. I say, okay. That time is approaching. And she asked me something like, is you want to get the kids? Like, that makes, like, when people, that just bothers me so much because I'm like, what reality was I in which you stated but then when I do all that, I'm doing too much. When I go all the way through that, you could have just told, I was just gonna get him there. I'm like, yeah, but that was and then I get marked as kind of like extra or dramatic. I'm like, fam, like, you know, just certain, you know what I mean? Like certain shit like that. That shit will make me really different. Like, is what I'm saying to you. Like, and then I'll think about it after, and like, I especially hate when people are like that, and then they try to like just blur over it like it was nothing. Anyways, I'm like, fam, is that what you think of me? Do you think you think you could just walk me into a reality and I just be like, oh, I'll just stay here even though it ain't real? Like, fam, maybe I get a little annoyed by that shit, but that's like the main thing that gets me
that's a good one.
Upset.
That's a good one.
All right, I got one for you. Let's see. Do you have any internal rules that you live by no matter what? Do you have any internal rules that you live by no matter what? Like, for myself, I guess the main internal rule that I live by at this point in my life, bro, everything is context. That helps me. That rule of understanding that everything is context has helped me so much more than so many other things. But like now I know not to jump too quick, not to jump too stupid, not to cast opinions so hastily, not to judge so quickly, because context rules. And I think that helps me be the person I am, and I think that that's the most powerful tool I got. Like, as far as and internally, I'm like, yo, that's the number one thing. Always understand there's more than what we are experiencing. There's always more components to everything. That's kind of like my main thing
That's a great one.
Understand that it's always more components, bro.
Especially in this world we live in, because two things can be right at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You need that. For me, I use that rule to kind of even the playing field. You know, you can easily be like, why the hell would they do that? But once you learn context, you like, I can see how that would happen, though. You know, despite what happened, man got shot. Damn, why would they shoot somebody? Find out, man came in the house, shot mom, daughter, cousin, and the dad shot the man. Yeah. Like, you like, right. He should have did it like twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, now you're going against, you know, what you said, and you understand it. Like, that whole thing is big for me, especially as we age and we deal with children and stuff like that. Like, that's big for me, bro.
No, that's great. And then it gets into the conversation of empathy as well. Context. For me, I would say maybe it's a rule, maybe it's more of a motto. It's also a scripture in the Bible. And then my mom said something to me when I was a kid. I'll never forget. It changed my life. And it all goes together. Whom much is given, much is required. Whom much is given, much is required.
Definitely.
I think I was like 12 or 13 years old. I was riding in the car with my mom, and something had happened, and it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. And I think I was complaining to her about it. And she was like, Tyler, this world doesn't owe you anything for being a good person. You're going to have to work hard for what you want in life. You're going to have to work hard to keep it.
How old was you when she said that?
I was like 12, bro.
She was getting you ready.
Dog, like my mom.
You be in the car and look out the window like, well, damn.
Bro, like my mom didn't care. Like my mom, that was the thing. Like my mom was like raising 2 black boys by herself. So she was like motherly, but she was also like, I got 2 black boys that are going to be black men in this country.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So she kind of raised us to the conversation of like, protect yourself, be smart. Don't be out here acting stupid. Don't be out here acting crazy. You can end up dead. You can end up in jail. You know what I'm saying? And I guess to the conversation of coming off as being serious, maybe that has kind of bled into it. But I never forget my mom saying that to me. She's like, Tyler, this world don't owe you nothing for being a good person.
Have you ever got incarcerated?
No.
You had to think. You sure you ain't got sent up to the Bing? My nigga said, hold on. You got flashes of beating that nigga. Get off my book. And looked at me like that. Nah. That nigga didn't know. Hold on, fam. No. Have you ever been incarcerated, locked up, under the jail, in the Bing?
I've been in a police car.
Word.
And that was...
Is that what made you think?
That's what made me think. I've been in a police car more than once.
Oh, you been in there more than once?
More than once.
Hot nigga number one, y'all.
I'm telling you, dog, like being like this and them handcuffs in the back of a police car, you feel like you incarcerated, bro. Like,
had to make you think you did a bid.
Nigga, it be hurting. Like the seats are like bricks, bro. Like you are
sitting. I think they made to be uncomfortable.
Yes, bro. Yeah. Like it is like you feel like, yeah, well, I'm finna be in jail.
The designers of them seats, every boat that they put in, they said fuck ass niggas.
Bruh, that's what it is, bro. You are meant to be uncomfortable. So that's why I had to think about it. I'm like, I ain't been to jail, but I've been in a police car like twice. No, I just
asked because, you know what I mean, it made me want to shout out to Mom Dukes, you know what I'm saying, and shout out to my peoples as well. Like, neither one of us have been incarcerated now that I know. Luckily,
niggas done came close.
Luckily, I've avoided, and niggas think I'm a unicorn because I haven't even been fingerprinted, nigga. I haven't been in a car. I haven't been fingerprinted, and this is not me from a perch. This is me not believing it either, nigga. Like, nigga.
God is good.
God is good, bro. Like, I done been
off top.
I done been underneath beds, underage, with a pint of Bacardi in my hand, and I done got, like, that has happened to me twice. You know, you're supposed to get MIPs and all that when you're young. I've evaded every known authority, and I don't want to jinx myself. God damn. But no, I have evaded every authority kind of situation so far, and I just think that, you know, we got to shout out our parents though overall on a serious note though, because it like she was telling you that stuff at age 12. She was telling you, don't be no damn fool, don't be acting like no damn fool out here. This can happen and this can happen. Fam, that's so logical, but the gift, the blessing is the child that believes it. because working with juveniles, like I did in the past, they didn't believe shit that their mom and dad said.
Right.
When you think about it, they would tell me some of the shit that they've done, and I'd be like, I think this is why they rock with me, because I let them dump it all out, and then I'd be like, nigga, how the hell did you not know that was the end result? Didn't your mom? Didn't your dad? And they always, they would always tell me, but they always saying shit. They always saying shit. So that lets me know, that taught me that as a parent, it's a certain level. No. My dad told me, son, you got about 7 seconds, I think. 7 seconds to get your point out with a younger child. It may be like 2 minutes or a minute to get a real point out with one that's getting older. You have to learn how to condense things, because the attention span, it just fades. So
that's real.
As you talk, the more you talk about some shit,
it gets watered down in a way.
What you need to know is you can't be out there, and then you can't be acting like no little dummy, and then you.
Yeah, that's.
And then that could have been gems in those spaces, but because you
lost their attention span because you're just over talking, you're over saying what needs to be said. No, that's real.
That taught me.
That's real.
It taught me a whole lot, bro.
And then that's one thing that I feel like grandparents, they have it perfectly because they say so much with so less.
Yeah, no.
They say so much with so less.
But that teaches you that teaches me is time. Time will allow you to condense, because just everything.
Yeah.
It allow you to condense ideas. It'll allow you to condense lessons.
Simplify things.
It'll allow you to condense your anxieties, because the older you get, the less of a fuck you give.
True.
That's my man. Bless my grandma's soul. She just passed, but she told me, grandson, the older you get, you just stop caring about stupid shit and other people's thoughts that ain't got nothing to do with your life. You just stop caring, so you don't even do the stuff that you used to do. You don't orbit around it. You just get a whiff of it and know exactly what it is, and you go the other way. Like, and whether I gotta cuss you out to let you know I ain't the one or blase splee, but that's kind of what I got from her from that when it comes to that.
No, that's real.
All right, let's keep this thing moving. Let's see.
Let's pause real quick.
Oh, for sure. Double check, make sure his phone's still good. Yes, sir. It's still rolling? You said you don't need another shot? Okay.
I mean, I ain't gonna say no.
Oh, he said no. He said when Tyler trying to party, I'm down. I'm down. I don't do it live.
It's a whole vibe. You know what I mean? No, I really did have to think about that. Like, nigga, have I gone to jail? Like, that's gonna be him. They're like, nigga, you gotta think about that.
Then I had to say, hey,
nigga, I was looking up at the ceiling, like, bro, you supposed to have a
Now, in my mind, hey, we gotta keep it up top. So I'm like this, hey, if you did, bro, we gotta talk about it, dog. Like, hey, nah, man.
Oh,
Don't be divergent from the question.
That's hilarious.
It's Dougie, so like, nah, you can't run, nigga. I thought you said that you like to fight.
That's hilarious.
You flight like a mother.
The question was fight or flight. You was serious about that, like.
It was just when I asked you about incarceration, you put your wings on Iron Man. Goddamn.
That nigga was in and out so quick he forgot. Like
that nigga said, I'm like this. What? How could you forget if you got incarcerated? I just want to make sure before I gave my credit. You know what I mean? That means she did it right though.
Damn, that's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna be laughing my ass off when I see this clip. Like, I ain't gonna cap.
Wait till you see your face. You
dog. Like, look at this.
That nigga, I'm like, in my head, I'm like this. I'm like, if this nigga is imagining his cot right now and he just told me no, you better not say no, nigga, because you just seeing your cot in your head. That shit like That's So Raven, nigga. That nigga said,
damn.
all the ICs full of shit. Nah, man. That's fucking.
You asked me about some music shit the way I got to thinking about it. Like, no, nigga, you supposed to have a quick answer for that.
That nigga got that psychic. Nigga.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
All right. Well, salute.
Get them joints out the way.
And we're back. So, we're going to keep this thing moving. Let me ask you a question, brother. Black man.
Yes, sir.
Is it better to live is it better to live to a very old age with little excitement or lead an adventurous but short life? So basically, do you become who got old as hell? Sidney Poitier or you Eazy-E? Kurt Cobain.
The type of day you caught me on.
What you nigga said, nigga? Let's get it.
The type of day you caught me on, I got to go with the Tupac route, man. I got to.
The 25. Was he 25 when he died?
I think it was 25 or 26.
Little nigga when he died. It's so crazy I can call Pac a little nigga now.
Or
'cause you know what I'm
even
saying?
Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
They got my nigga though. Don't let me go with that one.
yeah,
Took my nigga out.
I feel
was
that.
Tapping into that chi, nigga.
I feel that.
The fool.
That man was alive. I don't think the world would even be ready, bro. That 1-inch punch.
Nigga.
They be putting that in everything, dog. I'm kind of getting tired of it.
How can you? That's like that nigga's like Wilt Chamberlain of the game, like because they are still marveling over stuff he did. He was doing like push-ups with his fingers, 2 fingers, and like he was. And I seen his workout regimen online, bro. It wasn't even nothing crazy. Like it was just I don't know. Let me not go. I'm a shout out to Bruce Lee, man. I'm a big Bruce Lee fan.
We're gonna come back to it.
But
Season 2.
so you said a short life.
The type of day you caught me on.
The nigga said, based off this brown in my body. Fuck it. Nah, I think one of the things I aspire to be is definitely old. It's been in me to want to see technology, bro. I'm a tech nerd. And I kind of like to see the world burn. I like chaos because I think technology is going. I know that's like they like where is he going? But like technology, I can't wait to see how it expands and what it'll do. Because when you think about what we are able to do now, opposed to the early '90s or the '80s, like it's amazing. And some of the things that we can do now, some of the things that we do on a regular basis now, we couldn't even imagine then. So that lets me know that exponentially there will be things in the future that I couldn't even imagine today that I will be doing on a normal basis, and it'll be amazingly easier than what I could imagine doing it today. And that leads us into a whole different understanding of what this thing is, this life thing is.
No, I agree 100%, and I think it's that's the appeal of technology is that it changes our lifestyles.
Yep.
And we get to see a different type of. I mean, we saw it during the pandemic, COVID-19, Zoom calls and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it catches up with us, but also kind of gets ahead of us. But it gives us the potential to have a lifestyle we never dreamed of.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's done in ways that are just amazing, but it's also been done in ways that are like trash. It is what it is. So
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what we'll be able to do. And I think the technology will help us combat the experience of being old. I think that this is the last generation, the one that's dying right now, that will perish as old bodies that have to live an old life in and outside their mind. I think by the time we get old, like I always say, 2088. If I can get to 80 years old, bro, by that time, we might damn near be on the brink of reversing age. We might, by the time I'm 80, gray hairs may be extinct. They may laugh at it. Look at the hair, it's all gray. Like they may be able to edit certain shit. We may be able to restore certain shit. They may be able to create certain environments. I just seen, I'm not gonna go too far with this, but I seen this mat on the floor, like a carpet. But it's like made of all spears, right? Imagine little small spears. And a person was walking on the carpet. Since it's all spears, though, the person is walking, but they're not going nowhere. Damn near moonwalking in place. You can turn to the side. They began to run. and you didn't run off you didn't run off the paper. You stayed on the thing. That idea in itself allowed me to just project what a nature walk would look like. Put a headset on, a VR headset on, and somebody mapped out a specific route or city block or anything. You really walked it. The way that we can infuse that inside of our memories, inside of our dreams, it makes me understand that this experience, this life experience, is going to be crazy if we can just live long enough to experience how technology and the fusing of it can affect the lifestyle that we live. Have you seen Ready Player One?
Love that movie.
Okay.
They're actually about to put it on Netflix too.
So you remember when he was sitting in the thing, he had the advanced one, and he was able to run and blah, blah, blah. Basically that kind of concept in every direction. Like I said, like, that's amazing. Imagine being like, yo, me and my boy, we about to go walk downtown Chicago. Right now. He at the crib, I'm at the crib. Fire up, bro, or sip on what you sipping, bro, or you go on a date. Dating will be different. You know what I mean? Dating is going to be like that. Girl, we went on 5 virtual dates. Well, we went on 5 walk dates, 3D, and I'm really excited to finally see him. It's been a year.
Wow.
It's the first time I'll see him. Like, the whole thing will be different. And this is just a small glimpse in the door. I'm not going to go, but.
And I think that's kind of what's interesting about just the direction that you're kind of going with it and how you're talking about it. In a way, it can make life simpler in a way. You know what I mean? And
The
giving
experience.
you the whole experience of it instead of you having to
be confined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Being limited to just what you have, just where you're at. Technology can take you
to your space and time. It can go. It can transcend it.
You know what I mean? Can literally transcend whatever it is you're dealing with. Because I like to look at stuff on YouTube about people that kind of live in like remote locations and stuff like that, on like private islands and stuff like that. And I always like to think about that type of stuff, but having that type of space with all the best technology. You know what I mean? Like just out in the woods, you know, miles away from
Wi-Fi
civilization,
compatible at all times.
but you got the top of the line technology and just in your own world.
This little thing right here just catch fire right there. Woof, fold out to a plate that you can cook stuff on, and that little thing right there.
Yep.
You put the straw in water and it filters the stuff out immediately for it. Like,
because you know that's how the rich people would be living. They already live
they
like
already
that,
on their way
bro.
right now, man.
Like, he already got the house out there. They just waiting on the tech.
Mark Zuckerberg just got that fortress. He created that. Did you hear about this?
Oh,
Mark Zuckerberg just created
Is
some
it underground?
fortress, like
The underground bunker.
Hundreds of millions of dollars, I think. Yeah.
Dog, I've been inside of an underground bunker.
You who let you in?
It was back when I was doing carpet cleaning.
Some white dude house.
I've been inside of an underground bunker, bro. Like it's a real thing. I can't remember what city we was in, and I can't remember why we ended up in there. But it's like, bro, like he showed it to us, and it's like
I bet you that his ass wasn't married. I bet you he wasn't married. Was he married?
I feel like he was.
Whoa.
And that was kind of the reason why too. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying because you got a bunker. Just imagine being able to come to the bunker.
It's that's
get that off.
It's a real thing, bro. Like that's another type of lifestyle.
That's another story. Because the type of shit I be doing in my bunker, they gonna have to call the army. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get back to it, bro. Let me see. What is a true friend, bro?
A true friend. A true friend is someone that understands you.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that knows the language that you're speaking without you having to oversay it. I feel like a true friend is someone that understands that life is long, you know, and that they're going to deal with different versions of you, you know, and that they're going to become different versions of themselves, and someone that you can continuously grow with, but also disagree with. Someone you cannot see eye to eye with, but it's like, I see why you would see it that way, but I'm going to stay over here. You know what I mean? It's
so you believe a true friend has a characteristic inside of a true friendship is sustainable friction?
That and like someone that can constantly or consistently like adapt to how you grow forward and vice versa. You know what I mean? That type of companion that like lasts a lifetime, you know? Someone you ain't got to be around every single day, but.
Yep. That's kind of like the last episode, you know what I mean? What I was saying when it comes to a friend, like I said, to me, a true friend is somebody who you don't have to express verbally that we don't want anything more or less from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of encapsulates everything.
Right.
If I don't want more from you, then you don't have to worry about what I'm thinking that you need to do. And vice versa. Like, I only want what's in front of me, what I'm speaking to. And I just think a true friend is somebody that unconditional, once again. That's the word. Like, because when you say true friend, I underline true in my mind. And to be true is that's connected to unconditional.
Yeah.
Because, you know, somebody could be wrong, yet you love them. That's unconditional. You know, somebody could be, overreacting or being dramatic, but you understand that person enough to understand how they got there, why they got there, you know what I mean, and can kind of meet them still in the middle. So a true friend, in my opinion, is just that, you know.
Off top.
Is, do you think black men struggle with having true friends? Or like, because we not we all, but a lot of us have like a group, crew, homies, fam, my niggas, my dogs. But we always see how men, not just black men, but men can be hanging with each other for years and not really know how one of them feels about some shit. It was like that's some movie that's on Netflix, but one of their friends died, and the people, none of the cats understood or knew how the fuck he would kill himself or why. But y'all been with this man every day for years on top of years on top of years. So it's a thing inside of like man culture that we'll be around each other. I think we kind of use each other a lot for escapism. Yo, meet me at the bar. Meet me at the spot. Or, yo, come, you trying to smoke? Or, you know what I mean? Those are all like, it's basically saying, come meet me at a location where I can put this Band-Aid on for the real wound. You ain't got to look at the wound. Just come put your Band-Aid on with me so we can be in there banded up, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that there's an issue in the black men, in the black community with having true friends? Or do you think that we good in that aspect?
I think the amount of time that's maybe required to develop true friendships is somewhat compromised. Just because, you know, we always on the hustle.
Right.
We always making moves. We always talking about the moves we make up to the conversation of linking up. We talking about what? I'm finna make this move. We finna do, you know what I'm saying? Versus, man, I've been depressed for the past week.
Yeah, that don't really come out too easy.
If we link up, we talking about Steph Curry.
A lot of niggas will be like, man, you sound like a bitch, bro. And like, that's why it's so important. Like the last episode, we spoke briefly on crying and is it okay? Is it a sign of weakness? And everything like that. But like, if you had the context on why this man is thinking about being like away from everybody or don't want to like participate in this in his own reality, if you see the context of it, if you got to really understand, you might see like, you know, damn, he should let this shit out. He should, you know, and these are all just things that we can kind of easily overlook. But like in the black community, I believe that a lot of us just kind of get used to each other, and a lot of us use one another to flex the position in societies. Some people got groups that where one dude is always the money guy, the other dude is always trying shit, the other dude ain't got shit. Like, you know, like kind of like, remember when Girlfriends had that show? Or Girlfriends was the show? And they had all perspectives of life, you know what I mean? And they were a group the groups are typically like that.
Yeah.
They're not all potentially high earners and shit like that. It's usually somebody that's bro. I know him for forever. I know his core. He good, but he ain't got shit. Or yeah, I remember him. He ain't had shit. He got everything now. You know what I mean? Like it's typically always spaced out like that. And I just think that we could definitely do better at really knowing what's going on with each other in the depths.
And to that point, I think it's kind of interesting. I found myself thinking about this. I'm like, man, meeting a person's parents is an interesting perspective just because you meet their parents, but you also deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And in a way, their parents are like a representation of a version of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it kind of provides a little bit of insight into who and what that person is and how to navigate a relationship with them. It kind of creates a situation where it's not just a surface level relationship. Oh, I'm living this type of lifestyle. I'm making these types of moves. But it's like,
Right.
okay, this is kind of how this explains why this person is a little more eccentric.
Yep.
This kind of explains why this person is a little more serious.
Right.
Why this person kind of looks at things that way versus he's just weird or he's just tripping. It's like, no, he comes from this type of upbringing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why he thinks like that. Like, that's why his ambition is the way he is. That's why he's not available. Like, that's why he's more of a lone. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
for sure.
It kind of paints a picture for you. But a lot of times we don't get that as black men.
A lot of times we don't dwell in the parental spaces as our friends. You know what I'm saying? Their parents. To add on to that, I think it's telling to me how you act when your mom or your father is around.
Mm-hmm.
If you act a certain way to me and you only act that, and when they come in the room, you switch it all up every single time. To me, that's telling. I'm not necessarily like sure on what is telling, but my flag goes off like, because we have met people that we act the exact same too, and those people are typically more genuine and more predictable and straightforward with their shit. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the friendship, but like I do think I know I got friends that will not be who they are in this room alone when their parent walk in for no given time. But we're all grown. Mm-hmm. I understand it when you 18 and younger. I understand the code of parents and I understand that. But when they're 30 plus or so like that, like fam, for you to act so different is kind of telling. Like, what the hell do you know you're off the course? Because they'll expose you if they knew. True. You know what I'm saying? Is it the reason why you're shrinking yourself or not expressing some things?
And that's just kind of me just throwing that out there. But it's difficult because we as black men, we don't always have the best relationships with our dads either. So even if that option were available or even if that opportunity presented itself, what would it really look like?
Right.
You know what I mean? So just kind of something else I was thinking about. But
that makes me sad, bro. You right.
I think it's more difficult for us to develop true friendships because to our, just the compliments of us, we're extremely diverse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that's known about black people, but I don't think it gets enough credit for what it truly deserves.
Right.
Like we are like unbelievably diverse.
We're infinitely diverse.
You know what I mean? And it's I think the best compliment. You know what I mean? You can legitimately meet black men you don't relate to. Same skin tone, same, you know what I mean? But I got dreads, he got dreads, but don't relate. Like have to build that connection from scratch.
The diversity you spoke on was definitely real, man. I don't want to go too crazy. I'm about to say it out loud without no kind of background with it.
Off top.
I do believe that we are all gods, bro. Like, because the black person, the black man or the black woman unleashed with opportunity as well. Opportunity and adding the ability for them to be unleashed always seems to equal all the stuff that we follow, all the celebrity, when Beyonce was talking about how she was going on tour and she was picking her dancers, the way she lit up about how talented these people are in the world lets me know that it's not just Beyonce that's dope. It's us. And she's happy to be a part of it because she was raving about some of these people. Remember how she kind of like co-signed a couple African groups that was dancing to her videos, and they are amazing. She went over there and got them. You know what I mean? Like, for Beyonce to be wild, she said, I've seen things that completely floored me. Like, what? And listen, Beyonce, you floor people every time you step out.
Every time.
So if that is true, and you have all of that, and consider this, and your value is that, and you look at them like that, fam, to me, that just kind of means we are all God connected, source connected. And I think the programming, and this is, I'm not going to go, but the programming of society is what kind of dulls us down and keeps us underneath. You know what I mean? We already had to go through all the slavery and everything, all the crazy shit that's definitely going to push us back generations. But it's obvious because we push the culture. Like, there is no entertainment without black people. There is no entertainment without black people. You know, it just don't work. The world would probably turn into black and white. Like, it just needs color, the vibrancy of what we do. But like when you was talking about diversity, it just really made me think about that. Like, we are all just amazing, man. That's why the spaces that we got, like now, here in spaces like this, I wanted to be able to just kind of add in another resource for people to know, like, you know, for the men and the women who think more introspectively, you know, you're not alone, yo. Like, and we need to combine and do the shit that we're doing to really get our hues and the range, the full validity of our hues out. You know, we're not just RGB. We are this entire spectrum.
Yeah.
We black. It's the entire spectrum. But I ain't gonna go too crazy on that. I'm gonna change directions on you though.
Yep.
If you could create the perfect woman, I was gonna say black woman, but if you can create the perfect woman, what 3 women would you combine?
Ooh.
And why? I'll give you some time. Give me time for this one because it's a lot. It's a lot. Let me think of mine real quick.
I already got the one.
One is who?
This girl on Instagram.
This nigga said a girl.
Hey, man.
A girl on Instagram.
Hey, man.
He's like, hey, yo. He's like, you got to see her.
Off top, bro. Like, you don't understand. Like,
what's her name? Well, do you want to put her out there?
I ain't gonna put her out there.
Or was she local? Or
She's not local.
Oh, I'm about to
like,
say,
no, she's
a little yeah. My
nah,
little
she's a
My
no,
little-
she's actually like from like West Africa or something like that.
Ooh.
But her, I gotta say Nia Long.
Wait. We gotta go back to mysterious West African girl. Why? Give me who and why for each one.
I'll go with her because she's wholesome.
Wholesome. Okay.
Wholesome.
Next, you said Nia Long.
Yep.
Why?
Class.
This is not me disagreeing, y'all. I'm just thinking of instances where I connected class with Nia Long.
I get it.
Because when she talks, she get to roll that neck, and you be like, "Yo, yeah, she from the spot."
I get it.
I think of class when I think of Nia Long, class comes to mind when she's quiet and taking pictures. That's no disrespect, I swear.
I get it.
Not saying you're not classy, but you know what you've given us has been so tapped in with our culture. It not necessarily class first is to my thought, but I agree. She is classy though, and she's fine as shit.
It's the type of classy that's one for like the girl next door type
right.
that type vibe, which is that I'm realizing like that is a rarity. That's a whole nother thing. But also like the type of class like I'm not finna take no bullshit from you.
Yeah,
like,
no will.
Yeah, like
oh man, the short hair. I see her. Ooh,
dog. I see the picture. She recently had I think the dreads or something like that.
Nia dreads?
It was some type of natural thing going on. I'm like, I forgot, bruh. Like, and I'm mentioning her even though I ain't really been tapped in. But I'm like, man. So she's just more recent in my type energy. So
I know somebody who said they met her, and they said they kicked it. I know somebody who gave some details, but I ain't gonna go to that. I'm like,
We gonna have that.
I ain't gonna do it.
We'll have that conversation later.
She over here, she probably watching like, who? All right, so we got West African chick because of her class, or no, because of her wholesomeness. Nia Long because of the class. Who's your three? Who's your third?
3. I mean, I guess it's just the easy answer. I got to go Beyonce.
Damn, it's crazy because Beyonce probably won't be in mine.
I mean, I get it, but it's like I've been a fan for a long time, and then I mean,
why? What's her why?
Creativity, bro. Like,
you think Beyonce's creative?
Yeah. Granted, at that level, the team that's around this woman,
she has a machine behind her. I don't think she has to be creative anymore if she don't want to, and the product will still hit.
But you still have to have a vision.
It helps when you do.
You still have to have a vision, and it's her decision. You know what I'm saying? She has the final decision on whatever creative ideas get brought to her.
Anything out the frame,
and there ain't no negotiating. You understand what I'm saying? But I mean, you look at what she did with the tour. I like how she's handled her career, what she's done with her career as an artist, from the music to I don't want to say movies, but she did the Black is King on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
That was really interesting. I just like the way she chose to depict Black people and to put that type of art out there. And then
she's experiencing that. She's seeing it. That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean? She's creativity. Most people wouldn't see her as the most creative type of artist, but I like the longevity of what she's done and her body of work and the way it's going to stand the test of time.
I respect that. If I got to think of 3.
That's a trifecta. What's yours looking like?
I have one immediate.
Wifey?
Yeah.
Of course.
If I can make one superwoman, the first woman I'm going and taking a leaf from is hands down. And as I'm about to drop her name, it just left me. Felicia Rashad.
I thought about that. I'm like,
she's number 1 on my list because
I thought about that. I'm like,
because I like, even though we mainly seen her on the Cosbys, her range from articulation without leaving the Black culture shtick, and her elegance and her mystery. I love mystery, and Felicia Rashad never gave us no Foxy Brown type shit. You know, like early Foxy Brown. She never gave us that kind of like lustful type shit. But every time she smiled, you were like, "Oh, I know." I was like, "It's in there."
Well, let me tell you.
I just love how she never showed it. I just love how she just controlled her own narrative the entire time. I just love. I would
see. The only reason I wouldn't have went that route is because it's like there's the younger version of her in Sanaa Lathan. To me,
I understand why.
You know what I'm saying?
I just,
but
it's so like
that's. Well, who's number 2 or number 3?
All right. No, that was 1. That was 1.
Yeah, that's 1.
Felicia Rashad, number 1. Now, like I said, she's the only one that jumped out immediately. I gotta have that inside my wife.
Off top.
Well, I have a wife now, and she's beautiful and she's great. This is theoretical. This is hypothetical. I mean, so I was putting together the superwoman. The next woman I would add into the equation. I would have to say I need to dumb it down and not think too hard, because when I think about girls and women I'm attracted to, I'm attracted to them. So I can't think too hard. Let me give myself like 8 more seconds to come out with a name.
Yeah.
Felicia Rashad.
I tell you, I almost threw in Zoe Kravitz. I ain't gonna cap. Almost threw her in there. Who else I almost threw in there?
Damn, I am stuck.
Who was the other girl I was thinking about? I almost threw in her. That's who I should have threw in there. Oh my God, she's the real creative one. That's who I should. I might have to. No, I'm just playing.
Who you
honorable mention. No, I'm playing. Go ahead.
No. Okay, so speaking of her,
My God.
I never lusted after her, but I love her because of her mystery. Like I said, once again, women like that, like her. So I guess I'll take her. I'll take her. She come over here. Her, because of her creativity and her ability to be able to probably connect with me musically.
Creativity.
Like imagine asking her, hey, her,
She be hooping too.
how you feel? Don't say that.
Nah, bro. She be busting, bro. I done seen a couple videos where she was out there with Mikal Bridges. And she was going shot for a minute. She was missing too, but she was hitting some shots, bro.
She little too.
She like
Let me
5.
stop.
Anyway,
Wifey, I love you. But anyway,
we just
so,
throwing them flowers
so
out there.
Felicia Rashad, her, and then my wild card. I definitely got. She gonna be somebody freaky though, off top. Like or sexually expressive. Let me not. I just love openness. So the third chick I would put down. Janet Jackson. That's my Beyonce in your pocket, because Janet never had to say nothing vulgar, but you just knew, Imagine being in her clutches.
I mean, we saw the videos of my man's on stage. And she was serenading that nigga down.
Oh, fam. The way I would have locked in with her eyeballs that night.
And then
I would have been on her like.
You know what it is about her too? Her voice.
I know. It's
her voice. She has that lightness of her voice, bro. Like.
Well, I guess I think there's a youthful connection that I got with her, because she kind of Janet Jackson evoked maybe the first or second manhood moments of my life. When she did that song, I remember as a kid, I'm watching like a moth to a fire, like a moth to a fire. That song, it's the way love goes. It's just the way love goes. Ooh. If you think about the video, that, and then when she was on Poetic Justice, I'm a big Tupac fan. Anyway, she was like, you want to taste my punani? The way she said it, I'm like,
I might have to.
I love you.
I got a couple more honorable mentions.
Honorable mention who?
I might have to swap mine again.
Who you swapping though? I think the West African chick gotta go. We don't know her, bro. That's your
gotta
thing.
Be famous people. All right.
We gotta know. I'm talking about. We gotta know. I want to know what the quality. When you say her name, I know the qualities.
Perfect.
He said IG. Yeah, IG shorty.
I'm gonna still show you.
Yeah, you gotta show me though. You gotta show me.
We gonna take her off the table, and I'm gonna swap her out with Aaliyah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna swap her out with Aaliyah, just cause. And I mean, not even just the wholesomeness, but just. Aaliyah was perfect, bro. But
I like the.
I gotta challenge you on your openness.
What up?
Cause
I'm open.
Janet is cool, but what about Melissa Ford?
Nope.
No.
See how quickly I did it? Nope. Shout out to M Ford though. But when it like Video Vixen, Melissa Ford don't come to my mind first.
I get.
But I understand why she
I get
would.
that.
But I'm more of a what's her name? Esther Baxter.
Oh.
I'm more there.
I had to stop following her.
Oh shit, I feel you. Listen.
Yep.
Melissa Ford is cool, but I be watching her on Joe Budden podcast, and she's from Canada, and the more she talks, the more I could see the space in between us. And she gives like
I be forgetting
she gives a little. She gives. I'm not gonna. She'll probably like what, but I'm not gonna. I just think that she kind of gives a more European kind of stance. Like everything, I don't think that our culture is completely dipped into her. I think it grew on her because of the accolades she got from our culture. But I think without her being a video vixen and all that type of stuff in hip hop world and coming over from Canada, I don't think if she was at this age without all of that, I don't think she'd be the same. I think she'd be a little bit more like uppity a little bit. I don't know. I just like. I don't feel like she'll go in the kitchen and make some shit my aunties or my peoples would make in the same capacity.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
I be forgetting she Canadian.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I be forgetting.
I had to find out because we ain't looking at that. We just looking at that. But yeah, man. I you know that those would be my three though. I don't want to go too far with the shorties because we could talk about. We might have to do a Patreon for the.
Nah.
y'all do not want me to unleash in that way because I will, and niggas need to tell me, Pat.
Patreon coming soon. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Let's get it. But
off top Patreon.
Before we jet about this thing, let me look at a couple more that I got. Yeah, we gonna get off the ladies, man. We can get off the ladies. Is if you could outlaw one thing that's acceptable in black culture right now, what would it be? If you could outlaw one thing that's acceptable in black culture right now, what would it be? I got one for sure.
Man, I was about to say chitlins. That was the first thing. That was the first thing that came to my mind.
Off top, bro.
Get them chitlins
Off top.
out here,
You get the chitlins up out of here.
I know I was supposed to give like an introspective answer, but get them chitlins out of here.
I got you on that then for sure, because we got to be balanced, man. So at this point, we got to get chitlins the fuck up out of here, and then on top, after we get the chitlins up out of here, one thing that's acceptable in black culture right now that I would get the fuck out of here is our willingness to engage and consume divisiveness within ourselves. So after we get the chitlins the fuck up out of here, no, real talk though. But like, no, for real, bro, because after Cat Williams, it did, Dave Chappelle, he kind of responded about it a little bit. And he's just like, yo, he didn't say one thing about white people. And I enjoyed Cat Williams, his spiel. But it did put it in perspective, like, yo, like I woke up this morning and seen that Megan Thee Stallion had dropped a song. She dissed Nicki Minaj. It's like we can't exist high functioning without our top tiers being drugged down or simply like battered against each other. Like to me, it's an overwhelming pattern. So much so that every time I see it now, I just immediately tap out. I immediately tap, like, we can't have a girl rapper, a female rapper who don't even get the real acclaim that they're supposed to get because it's a male-dominated sport, male-dominated world, can be amazing, and then another one can be just as amazing, and they have to be at odds. There is no way that they could sit at the top. And the whole top thing that we talking about in black culture is an illusion in itself too. There is no top. There is only now. There is only for now. Because obviously, people sitting at the top of the hill trip and get to rolling down that motherfucker. Some of them skydive down. Some of them jump to their death down. Some of them hang on for dear life and try to stay at the top while they slip down. But one thing is for certain, gravity is gonna pull your ass down. So like the divisiveness is what I would get out of black culture completely. We can't have, we sit and talk about the best basketball player. Overwhelmingly. Niggas can't get, I'm a Mike fan. I understand the arguments. I came up with it all my life. But now as I get older, I'm starting to think, like, why? Why? When it comes to music, who's the best? What? Why? Why does one person have to be the best? And if I tell you I think they're the best, you have to, you are naturally going to combat me with somebody else or the same kind of color, the same, that's one thing I would get the hell up out of here though. That's just, I just hate that we can't have anything peacefully.
Do you think that's because of ego? Or
no, I honestly think it's just systematic racism at play in disguise once again. I'm not trying to go too deep on that, but like I believe that the powers that be, the engines that run those machines of those elite people, I think they understand that divisiveness equals, like what we spoke about earlier, dollars. I just think that they're just all too aware of that, and they use that against us until we burn our own building down.
Almost as if they know our culture better than we do.
I think that they know deception better than we do.
Mm.
I feel you on that, but when you peel it back one more layer, to know our culture is to be heavily invested in deception so strongly that you learn to manipulate any culture. Because it's not, they don't just end with us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If it was just us, yeah, but they do it to themselves, they do it to us, and I'm saying they, so it's getting real spooky, but for real though, bro, like they know that niggas against niggas equals money, from East Coast to West Coast, to Michael Jackson to Prince, to Beyonce or insert other, or to Chris Brown or Usher. Chris Brown and Usher done got into fights and shit. Like, fam, why is it impossible for us to coexist as greatness? They over there making Mount Rushmores and shit of greatness, and we can't even dominate a year together. We got comedians that are at the top of the game battling with people who are right underneath them or right with them, eye level. Like, we can't have any. We got sports analysis that consider themselves number one.
True.
I'm just playing. But no, I'm just saying. They tear down athletes. Athletes tear down other athletes that don't even play the same positions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is just disgustingly. Just the pattern disgustingly repeats every time in every direction in my mind. That's what I'm saying.
They say like comparison is the thief of joy, but it's almost like comparison is like the building blocks for the divisiveness. Like, because
as soon as you compare, that's to identify a reason.
We're divided.
Yeah, a reason of division. Yeah, you're like, yeah, for sure. Singers the same way. Singers the same way. I just seen a clip of Kim Burrell.
I saw that.
You see that clip?
Yeah.
And then I've seen other clips of her being like that, and like to me, it just ruffled my feather, because it's like, yo, how can we get to a level that's so that we must show some kind of divisiveness or show our separation between that? I'm like this, they asses be. You know, I mean, when you think about rap literally is, y'all niggas be on that, I'll be on this. Oh, y'all niggas rock that? Nigga, I pull up in the, oh, y'all driving that? Nigga, we pushing the, y'all niggas out here throwing. Nigga, we throwing. Everything in our culture is divisive. There is no room for a group of people to be elite without them being in competition. So
that's
between that and chitlins, nigga, that's a good balance, because
that's a decent start.
Because I feel you, no more houses should stink like that. And I came up. My people from Mississippi, like yours. So nigga,
don't put that mess in your body, man. Like, with everything that's happening as far as health and people eating right and working out, that don't belong in your body.
Man, niggas is smoking cigarettes still, bro. So like,
true.
Nigga, they gonna do what they do. It's good. They gonna do what they do.
But no, the divisiveness. We remove that one thing, and the culture and the community will become way more than just culture and community.
We don't even gotta remove it. We just gotta take a chunk out of it. Because damn, divisiveness is gonna happen. But it's how we sustain it. It's how we bring it back up. It's how we shock it back to life at any given chance we can. I was on my timeline today, and I seen a Vlad flashback of Pops talking about Steve Harvey. And I'm like, the algorithm is contributing to the divisiveness.
Yeah.
And it's, once again, like, Pops is dead. He's dead.
Yeah.
So now they basically like the algorithms of the world is like this. Steve Harvey hate. Add that into the equation, even though it's still registering, and ching go black money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of how I see it. I don't want to go too crazy in that though. I got let me see three questions left. 4. Let me double check this camera.
Great question.
Oh yeah. Still rolling. You want question number 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Number 3.
What mistakes have you seen adults around you make that you plan to avoid? This could be like the last 24 hours. What mistakes have you seen adults around you make? I would guess this is referring to like, coming up. What mistakes have you seen them make that you try to avoid?
Not being adaptable.
Hmm.
Not being adaptable. Just because this world is constantly changing. Society is just changing. You know what I'm saying? Social media is a great reflection of that. And seeing people that are too rigid, that are too set in their ways. This is the way we've always done it.
Evolve or die?
You know what I mean? Like being adaptable and not having the maturity to, one, recognize that, but then making that change.
Word.
So that's what I would say. What about you?
One mistake. Well, the mistake that I see in my mind that stands out most is to basically, to be generic, I'd say stop and smell the roses, smell the flowers. Because of the things that have occurred in my life, I think that one of the biggest mistakes a lot of adults that I've seen around me make was they just kind of got comfortable and they didn't really like enjoy the moments. Each moment, the moments correctly. And I see that through the regret that they have as soon as that moment or those things or people are inaccessible.
Yeah.
And no matter how much money you got, no matter what you made, none of it matters if you had the moments and you didn't cherish them, because then those moments haunt you.
Yeah.
And I've seen that mistake a lot, man. My dad speaks a lot on his dad not being as vocal, not being as loving, that era of men. And I just know that where my dad grew, what he grew into, if he had the opportunity to speak to his dad again, he would probably tell him all of the stuff. And even though your dad was a little rigid, it don't mean that you can't be like, hey, Dad, I feel like this, though. And I feel like that, and I feel like that. You know what I mean? Like, he could have popped a bubble, but he just ran with his narrative. He ran with his father's narrative. You know what I mean? And I just think that that's just one aspect. I just think that we need to be able to live in the moments more. I was doing a photo shooting here, and one of the ladies, she was celebrating her 64th birthday. She looked good too. 64th birthday, and she told, and I asked her, on your 64th birthday, what's the number one lesson or the number one thing that you believe that you've learned? The most important thing. And she said, you know what? She said immediately too, like, you know what? Take care of what you can now so that later you ain't worried about it, because she said she was still working. And she said she had opportunities to get serious about stuff, but she just never thought about it because time was, lit. And by the time you look up, she said you're 60-something. And I wish I wasn't working when I was 60. And just that small, kind of pocket of time that she was speaking of, it just lets me know, like, we got to enjoy the moments, and we also have to be present in the moment and know that this moment is connected to tomorrow. And so, like, we have to make sure that we are absorbing the moments correctly, efficiently, and fully, so that we don't question ourselves tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that's big, because I know how finite this world is and this time is that we have here. I just think that it's important, man. You got to be able to be in the moment and know how to enjoy the moment and take the moment by the reins and just capitalize off the moments. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Don't think that they're just supposed to be here and tomorrow's moment connected to this will be. Nah, it may not.
And then not always getting caught up in looking forward to a better moment, because I think a lot of people sometimes will connect. I'm gonna enjoy the moment when I finally go on that vacation, or when I finally get this vehicle, or when I finally get this job, or when I'm gonna celebrate when I finally get this one thing that I want to celebrate about. When it's like, no, celebrate now.
Yeah, I mean,
celebrate the moment now.
Yeah, because what happens in this capitalistic society, this engulfing society, this privileged society, that ceiling, that goal that was a ceiling, it becomes a floor after you attain it. And now, what you used to look up to so much, you're standing on. Now you just create another one.
Yep.
So it's never ending. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just be smack dab in the moment, man. But yes, sir, man. Interesting conversation. That was all I got. You got anything?
Oh, I thought you was gonna do the other questions too.
Oh, I can. Hold on. Let's see.
You say 1, 2, or
I have 4. That's 3 left now. Let's see.
We had like an hour and a half. So if you want to do what, hour 45?
Hour 45. Okay. Check this out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever impulsively acted in a way that changed your life forever?
No.
You said that quick.
No.
You've never acted impulsively in a way that changed your life forever?
No.
I don't think I have either, though, when you think about it. I'm not really that impulsive. I be plotting shit out. I be understanding like, okay, that equals that equals that. Nah.
And I've always looked at that as being dangerous. Like I've always like seen like that type of decision making. Like I'm all for taking risks. You know what I'm saying? Being a risk taker, but that's a whole nother level. Like,
right.
You know?
Yeah, I believe it's a different group of people that could have some better dialogue on that.
Yeah.
I know some youngins that got some, nigga, I pulled the trigger. Niggas like famous off raising Candy nigga.
And I ain't judging or nothing like that, but like, nah.
No, I'll try to hit you with one right there. Let me see. What do you want more than anything else?
What do I want more than anything else right here, right now? I really want to go down south and go fishing with my dad, even though it's not the right time of year.
Is it down there? Can they still fish down there?
I mean, they can.
You said Mississippi, right?
You ain't gonna catch nothing. Like when it's cold out, the fish don't be biting. Like I had went down there in November. Was it November? Yeah, it was like November, like around Thanksgiving time or what have you. And it was beautiful outside, but the fish was not biting.
What nigga? I'm sorry, bro. What do they do when the ponds freeze, the lakes freeze?
They don't really freeze. From my understanding, like
so, just the top layer freezes.
It might be like the top layer, but it ain't like frozen to like I don't think it's that deep. I could be wrong, but I don't.
I'm just thinking what do fish?
They migrate. You know what I'm saying?
Took me there, bro.
No,
you said they migrate.
They'll migrate. They'll go to a different area because that's the conversation. Like sometimes the fish are biting, sometimes they not. Like the spot we went to, I think that was like a man-made lake, but like some of the other areas, like the fish will be in the area and then we'll go to a different area. Like no different from like whales and sharks.
Canals and shit. They'll
find a way to, migrate to warmer weather.
I didn't go that right direction, but it made me. It's cold. I'm like, what the fuck? What are they doing? While we in the house, they be in the water.
Right.
Still, that's kind of nuts, bro.
Yep.
What did I say? What do you want more? What do I want more than anything else?
Right
what
here,
I want
right now.
Right now, more than anything else. Well, right now, I just really want to reach. More than everything else in the world, I really want to attain a level of peace, bro. I'm not even trying to be cliche, but I'm only highlighting this level of peace that I want because I have noticed that there is 2 separate portions of my life. There's 2 separate sides of my life, and they are polar opposite. It seems like there was a time where I had heavenly existence, and then it seems like after a certain point the bubble popped, and I'm in this shit.
When was that point?
That might be maturation. It might be adulthood. I'm not sure.
Let's say.
Well, I'm saying that because when I think about my childhood is that, you know how in the movies and shit, it's a flashback because it's fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally how all my shit is. And I know that we hyper romanticize our the past, but the feeling was real. When I was young, I didn't feel this much weight. Of course, because you're not aware. You're ignorant to the world. Some people not though. Some kids are just smart. That ignorance, I guess. I want to feel a peaceful
That blissfulness.
bliss in my adulthood, so I can know for myself that it's attainable. Because my adulthood tries to tell me, yeah, man, that shit ain't gonna happen. Just be cool with what you got. But there are individuals on this earth that can tell you, no, I have peace now. I have full joy now. And I just want to know the breadcrumbs to get to that. Because I think if I can get to that, oh man, my kids, anybody around me, anybody who's around me they're gonna take a whiff home. They're gonna, where you just come from? You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of acting. Go back there and keep going there and coming back here is what I'm feeling like. I could be like, I can make others, I could be contagious with joy if I truly am tapped into joy. I just know that I can exude that from people, and I would just love to be able to reach that point. So more than anything in the world right now, I would love to be able to find joy in bliss, because I don't have it. I don't have it at all.
Do you think that requires isolation?
I think it requires more realization. I think all the tools and all the reasons for me to have that bliss is internal. I feel like I'm equipped with it already, but I think I can actively feel the programming of the world has made that staticky. Because I know that the natural code is in me. The natural bliss is inside of me, but the programming has been 35 years strong, and I still have knee-jerk reactions from the programming that aren't natural, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? As we replay that, we'll probably have to really deep dive into that part. But like seriously though, I can feel the conditioning that I've been exposed to, because my soul don't agree with so much stuff that we have to do as adults. That we have ways that we're supposed to be. Like my soul, I think in that soul part, that soul part is your inner child, your inner, yeah, we gotta do this, but like overall, something inside you should be like, we shouldn't have to do that. And that's kind of, I don't want to forget that piece of me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Basically. So, let's see. What are some truths that are hard? What's a truth that's hard to accept for you? And that is the last one right here.
That it's hard to have it all.
A truth that's hard to accept is that it's hard to have it all?
It's hard to have it all.
It's hard to have it all.
Even though, like, I feel like I'm the type of individual that could acquire it all, and maintain it all. It's still hard to. Like, you still are going to fail. You're still going to have your days. You're still going to have, times where it gets the best of you.
Yeah.
And you could potentially lose it all.
Whew, that's
You know
scary
what I mean?
shit, man. That is scary to remember losing. Like we talked, I think we talked a little bit about that.
Yeah.
The scariest part is losing it. A truth that's hard for me to accept. I hate that as questions come up, I find myself jumping in the same pool and direction. But this is my story, so like one of the hardest truths for me to accept is the fact that I know that my son and my daughter can very well face can very well face the pain of loss that I have, and it can even be worse. Like, grief for me has been the number one motivation for everything that I've done since I was like 18. And that trend, maybe that might play into the reasons why everything before that seemed fuzzy, because my shit got cracked open. It didn't necessarily I didn't turn my, I didn't rev my motor up a little bit, turn my blinker on and enter the ramp. I was catapulted out into the highway. You know what I mean? And and to know that, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's one of my biggest fears. I'm an empath, so they will be in some sense. My son already showing me like little things that I'm like, man, like I hope he can harden himself to balance. But just to know that they can feel what I felt, because I'm not promised. Everything I do is to try to be a positive, role model, a positive light. But that light can be taken. It can be taken, and in the ways that it can be taken can be terrible. I just like you can be a good person, but life can leave you stankin', nigga. Life can take you in a way that will haunt the people who loved you. You know what I mean? And I didn't mean to get dark, but like that is that's a hard truth for me to accept, that my son may feel that shit. It could be through me. It could be through his mom. It could be through his sister. Any loss can completely derail a person's trajectory. I am a living, breathing example. And that's the scariest shit for me to understand.
True.
I don't know how he'll take it. What if he's weaker than me?
Well, I think that's the thing too. Like, as a father,
I think parents will feel me though.
As a father, you naturally would have that worry that your son might have to deal with some of the same things you've experienced.
It's the experience that I had that makes it worse.
And the path that you went down, and you know what I mean? But I think with your son, I don't want to say he'll be able to handle it, but I think he's at a point where to understand things so well at a young age.
Yeah. That
says a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the type of individual he's going to end up growing into just because of who and what you are, he's going to be all right. And then it ain't just you. He also has, your wife.
He got the squad. He got the squad.
You know what I mean?
I'm blessed. I got a lot of people in my corner.
And
that's just like, and I'm not trying to keep combating and going back, but sometimes those blessings are the reasons you feel cursed, because it's never enough. It can feel like it's not enough. I have so much support.
Yeah.
So much support. And that's what the hardest part about it is. With the support, I struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are not blessed with that much support. Some people don't have any support, and their story is worse.
Yeah.
That's that's the scariest thing.
But I think I don't even like saying it, but it's a part of life that everybody has to develop a level of acceptance for.
The acceptance, that's the part that I'm working on for sure.
Just because, not just, you and I, but you look back, at 2020, COVID-19, like so many people passed away. You know what I mean? So many people lost their lives and what have you. A friend of mine, just recently, his son had gotten into a car accident. It was a type of car accident where his son shouldn't be alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, make no mistake, there is, people losing their lives and no longer being with us, but there also is, the close calls. There's the situations where it could have been so much worse than what it was.
Right.
Because on the other side of grief, there also has to be that appreciation for life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in a way, you kind of don't end up developing that appreciation, that true appreciation for life until you deal with the loss of it.
Man,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a
'Cause
word.
I feel like that's how I kind of ended up being different, and kind of how I ended up getting shaped differently. Like watching my mom pass away, like I saw what death looked like. And then it's like, okay, what does the rest of my life look like beyond this? Like I had to figure that out, and had to, I was in limbo for a couple years, and then music hit me, and music kind of snapped me back. I'm like, okay, there's something for me to do in this life.
Purpose.
There's something left in this life for me to live for.
There's still light.
You know what I mean? And that's just music.
It's crazy because I feel like, well, music was that for me, but I definitely agree with you on that, because like I spoke on before, for me it was actually having kids. That flame, I didn't know it could be relit. I was cool that it burned.
Mm-hmm.
I was cool. It was cool to know I got to feel that warmth. And when it went out, I'm an optimist, so I'm like, yo, I had it. It was blessed. I was blessed. People don't have that.
And to the conversation of 88 years and our grandparents, like you will sometimes watch the grandparents come alive when they got that grandkid.
No, for real.
You know what I mean? Like they turn into a kid again right along with the kid. You know what I mean? Like it's life and death it's a tricky part of life that we have to live with, not just deal with.
Yeah, we gotta talk about them both at the same time.
You know what I mean?
Should never talk about one without being.
We don't get one without the other.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, every child has to learn that.
Every single one.
Everybody has to learn that. Like we experience it like as kids. Like I remember going to my Aunt Kay's funeral, and I hadn't really spent that much time around her, right? And I'm like, okay, I was surrounded by a bunch of family and what have you, but I wasn't close with her, but I saw my mom. You know what I mean? That's my mom's sister. And I'm like, okay. And then next thing you know, my mom ended up passing. I'm like, whoa. You know what I mean? And how that's affected the family. And then it's like, it's a part of life. We don't get to live life without this part.
Right.
And then it's like, I think that's one of the other
it's a
things.
Necessary evil for the love and the peace and
and
the
then
good in the world.
To a certain point, and maybe this is just kind of going off on the deep end, but it's like, how numb to it do you actually want to be? Because of the conversation of social media and entertainment, that's one thing that is in our entertainment pretty severely. When you look at video games like Call of Duty, what are you doing?
Murder niggas.
When you look at Fortnite, what are you doing?
Yeah. Fucking niggas up.
Every single shooting game consists of what? When you look at these superhero movies, what are they doing?
Murking niggas.
You know what I'm saying? When the Avengers fought Thanos, what did they do? They didn't just, do an arm wrestling competition. No.
That nigga murdered
like
the population in the universe.
Like this is a part of our entertainment.
Yeah. It's a balancing scale, man.
You know what I mean?
It's about how you ride the seesaw.
And I feel like I kind of get it from my dad, because my dad is kind of like you. He's lost so many people. And the last time I was down there, he had just lost like the uncle that was like his dad. Because my dad didn't grow up with his dad, but he grew up with a lot of uncles. And this was the uncle he really, really wanted me to meet him. And the timing just missed it. Like just missed it. He was like he really wanted me to meet him. Like, yo, this is my son. Like, this is him. You know what I mean?
Damn.
But just missed the timing. And it's like hearing my dad talk about life. It's always something, because he just lost so many people, from family members to friends. And like my dad is a photographer, you know what I'm saying? So he has pictures of all these people, and he's almost like a historian of so many different people's lives. And just I don't know, he has a level of acceptance.
Yeah, we gotta get him on the podcast, but we gotta go down there and get on the boat and do it.
I think he would do it.
Why
But
not?
he just has a level of just cool-headedness and just acceptance for what life is, and just the flow of it. You know what I mean? The ups, the downs, the good, the bad. You know what I mean? The life, the death. You know what I mean? He's just so
yin and the yang, bro.
Yeah, man. He's so balanced about it.
Got me thinking about some shit. No, that's real though, bro. And you're right. And I appreciate it. But that's what the balance is for, though.
Yeah,
sometimes we can get consumed in our own minds so much so my seesaw can start leaning over this way, but the reality is something needs to be on the other side, for you to be able to feel that.
Yeah.
What it's just amazing. And I encourage everybody to have other people that they can converse with, that can give those perspectives and provide those perspectives as we navigate this this landscape and this thing that we call life. But yeah, man, that's all I had, bro. That was it. We done hit all the check marks, man.
Man, 8 for 8, y'all.
8 for 8 from the field.
8 for 8, man. This project has been something special.
Yes, sir. My ninja.
It's been something special. Glad to finally see it all the way through to completion. Season 1.
Season 1.
You know, looking ahead to some bigger and better things, but also going to finish off strong on this, man. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
It has been a pleasure, man. This project has step away from music.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
The step away. We could have easily knocked out a EP. We was like, nah, bro, let's run our mouths. I'm saying,
we could have did a whole lot of other stuff, but this is just gonna be a launching pad, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
we hope to see y'all soon. We want y'all to share, like, subscribe, and we will always be available. The Off Top Pod. You know, all you gotta do is check that out. The Off Top Podcast. Search us in your search engines and your Googles and on your IGs, your YouTubes, your TikToks, even Facebook content. We'll be having that for you. Peace and love, yo. It's your boy, 100 Miles. Tyler Tesla in this thing, you know what I'm saying? My guy, man, my super talented co-host in this thing. I ain't gonna go. But yo, everything that y'all been seeing has been homegrown, from the music behind to the production. It's just us doing what we love to do and incorporate it inside of this conversation. So we would love to have y'all with the next season and just kind of like to kick it with us and even go further. We want to have more people come on, so y'all stay rocking with us. We gonna rock with y'all. Off top, man. Good luck, brother. Understand it's all
peace, y'all.
Planet as a man, I can't get in. Nevertheless, I'm going on and on. I've been thinking, yes, I understand it's all planet as a man, I can't get in. Nevertheless, I'm going on and on. I've been thinking maybe I deserve it. Maybe I do. I deserve it. Maybe I do. Maybe I've been feeling like the motherfucking I deserve it. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I deserve it.